So good day everyone, I am Regine Bautista.
Hi everyone, I am Gracel.
I'm John Kenneth Anticara from the SBT1.
I'm Maria Micah A. Alberca.
And I am Wilmy Medina Bernabe.
So hi everyone, today we're going to tackle about the good life. So what is good life? A good life is when you feel happy and safe. You have people who care about you and support you so that you can do the things that help you grow and make you feel fulfilled. But before we dive into our discussion, let's have our objectives first. The first one is to examine what is meant by a good life in various philosophies. Second, examine what you consider to be the good life and determine which philosophy that represents. The third one is to identify how humans attempt to attain what is deemed to be a good life. The fourth one is to recognize possibilities available to human beings to attain the good life. And lastly, examine shared concerns that make up the good life in order to come up with innovative, creative solutions and ethical solutions.
So hello, and now we're talking about what is good life as perceived by different schools of thoughts. So now we're talking about the Aristotle and good life. So who is Aristotle? So Aristotle was the first philosopher to study reality through a scientific lens. He explored the end of goal of life, which is happiness. And like Plato, Aristotle believed this world is the only reality because we all know naman that Plato said that things in this world are not real and are only copies of the real in the world of forms. While Aristotle puts everything back to the ground in claiming that this world is there and put this world is the only reality we can all access. So, reality is understood through observation and the senses. Change is natural and inherent in all things. All beings start as potentialities and move toward actualities. So now we have a example. Look at the seed right now. Look at the seed in the pictures. So as you can see, there is two pictures here. So it eventually germinates and grows into a plant. The seed that turns to become the plant underwent change from the potential that planted the seed to its full actuality. This can be likened to what Aristotle says, that every human person aspires for an end. This end is happiness or human flourishing. And no one can resist happiness because we all want to be happy. And that's what Aristotle said.
Materialism. Materialism begins with the first materialists in ancient Greece, especially Democritus and Leucippus. They believe that everything in the world is made of very small, indivisible particles called atoms or seeds. For them, the world, including human beings, is made only of matter. Because of this, they believe that there is no need for things like soul or spirit to give life meaning. In their view, only material things truly exist and truly matters. When we apply materialism to the idea of good life, it means that happiness is often linked to material possessions. People may think that owning more things, having more money, or buying new items will make them feel fulfilled. A materialist perspective often connects success with wealth, comfort in the things we can physically touch or buy. Many people today still follow this idea without even noticing it. So, in the photo, we see people sitting with many shopping bags around them. This image represents how modern society often connects happiness with buying new things. So, in the act of shopping becomes a way to feel satisfied or rewarded. The photo shows how material objects are seen as symbols of joys, comfort, or even self-worth. It reflects how many people believe that the good life comes from the material things they collect.
The Hinduism. Hinduism or Hindus see the end goal of life in acquiring pleasure. Pleasure has always been the priority of Hindus. For them, life is obtaining and indulging in pleasure because life is limited. They believe that pleasure give meaning to their life without thinking of the future. The mantra of this school of thought is the famous eat, drink, and marry, for tomorrow we will die. Hedonism is a belief that the main goal of life is to seek pleasure and avoid pain. For Hindus, pleasure equals happiness. Enjoying life is the top priority. Life is short, so people should enjoy the present moment. They focus less on long-term consequences and more immediate enjoyment. The short phrase, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. This means you should enjoy life now because the future is uncertain. The picture shows a group of people having fun on the beach taking a selfie. This image represents enjoying life, having fun, and seeking pleasure, which fit the idea of Hinduism.
So good day everyone. Today, my part of the report will focus on Stoicism and Theism of the good life. These two beliefs explains how people can achieve happiness, but they teach very different ways. So let's start with Stoicism. Stoicism is a philosophy founded by Zeno of Citium. It teaches that the way to achieve happiness is by controlling our emotions and not letting outside events disturb us. So, Stoics is practice something called apathetic, or the original term, or aphatheia, which means being calm or indifferent toward things we cannot control, instead of reacting with anger, fear, or stress. And they choose to stay peaceful and calm inside. If we look at these pictures, it shows a person standing calmly in nature, so facing the environment with strength and focus, usually in a quiet or peaceful environment. So this picture represents Stoicism because it shows someone who is not affected by problems or noise around them. So they are focused, relaxed, and stable, just like how Stoics tries to keep inner peace no matter what happens. So when we say Stoics believe that true happiness does not come from material things or outside situations. Instead, it comes from our self-control, wisdom, and inner peace. So when we stop letting problems control our emotion, we become stronger and happier. So how Stoicism leads to the good life? So Stoic says that we cannot control everything around us, but we can control how we react. So by focusing on what we can control, we avoid stress and become more peaceful. So now, let's proceed to Theism. So what is Theism? Theism is the belief that God is the center of life. People who follow this belief say that the good life comes from having a close relationship with God. So Theism teaches that many people find the meaning and purpose of life through God. So for theists, God is the center of everything. Their decision, goals, and our value are guided by their faith. So here in the Philippines, this is very common because many Filipinos base their life goals on religious beliefs. So like serving God and doing good and preparing for the afterlife. So now, if we look this picture, it shows a person praying or being in the presence of God. So this image represent how theists feel close to happiness when they are in communion with God.
Humanism is a belief system that focuses on human freedom, human decision making, and the ability of people to shape their own lives. In humanism, individuals are not seen as controlled by a divine power. Instead, they are viewed as the captains of their own ship, fully responsible for their choices and actions. Humanists believe that people have control over themselves and the world around them. Because of these ideas, humanism inspired scientists to use technology to make life easier and solve human problems. As science progressed, people became more confident in changing and improving the world through innovation. Today, modern sciences even explore complex ideas such as altering aspects of time and space, all in the desire to improve human life. So, for example, as you can see the image of Albert Einstein, so it says that I fear the day that technology will surpass our human interaction. The world will have generations of idiots. So, this highlights a warning about technology that if people rely too much on it, it might reduce real human interaction. So, this serves as a reminder that while humanism encourages progress and technological advancement, we should still maintain meaningful human connections and values.
So, in conclusion, understanding the concept of good life shows that happiness can be viewed in many ways. Aristotle believed that true happiness comes from a living of virtue and achieving one's full potential. Materialists and Hindunists see happiness in pleasure and possessions, while Stoic emphasize peace of mind and self-control. Theists find the good life through faith in a close relationship with God. And humanists focus on freedom, reason, and human progress. Ultimately, the good life is different for everyone, depending on what they can value most. What matters is living meaningfully, doing good for others, and finding balance between desire and responsibility, so that happiness is not only about what we have, but also who we became. So this means that good life has many paths. Each belief shows a different way people find meaning, whenever through virtual, pleasure, peace, faith, or human progress. What's important is that we choose the path that fits who we are and helps us live the purpose and balance.